Hello students, we have seen in the rectum part 1, introduction, peritoneal relation, visceral relations, interior and the arterial supply of the rectum. In this part, we will complete the blood supply by taking the venous drainage and rest part of the rectum. First, we will take the venous drainage. Venous drainage of the rectum is by superior rectal vein, middle rectal vein and the median sacral vein. See here, superior rectal vein, it is the form as the internal venous plexus which are present in the submucous coat of the anal column, and it becomes as a tributaries and ultimately forms the superior rectal vein which drains into inferior mesenteric vein and ultimately into the portal vein. Middle rectal veins are 2 in number. They are formed on each side and they passes along the lateral pelvic wall to drain into internal iliac vein. Inferior rectal vein forms from the plexus and drains into the internal pudendal vein. Now, we will see the lymphatic drainage of the rectum. In upper half of the rectum, lymphatics pass along the superior rectal vessels into inferior mesenteric lymph nodes and from the lower half of rectum along the middle rectal vessels into internal iliac lymph nodes. See here, this is the rectum. In upper half of the rectum, it passes along the superior rectal vessels into the inferior mesenteric group of lymph nodes. Few vessels may be intercepted by pararectal group of lymph nodes which are situated on each side of the rectosigmoid junction. Lymphatics from the lower half of the rectum passes through the middle rectal vessels into the internal iliac group of lymph nodes. These group of lymph nodes are important as they are arranged longitudinally in contrast to the lymphatics of the small and the large intestine. They are less affected by the rectal obstruction in case of the carcinoma of the rectum. Again, this shows the lymphatic drainage, upper half into the inferior mesenteric group of lymph node and lower half into the internal iliac group of lymph node. Nerve supply. Nerve supply is by both sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is vasoconstrictor and it is motor to the sphincter. It is inhibitory to the other rectal musculature. Parasympathetic, opposite action, motor to the musculature and inhibitory to the internal sphincter. See, this is the nerve supply shown to the rectum, both sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Sympathetic by the L1 and L2 segment of the spinal cord and parasympathetic by the sacral splanchnic nerves, that is the S2, S3, S4 segment of the spinal nerves. Now we will see the support of rectum. Support of rectum is formed by pelvic floor, especially the levator ani muscle, fascia of Waldeyer which is present posteriorly between the sacrum and the rectal ampulla, lateral ligament of the sacrum which is nothing but the condensation of the pelvic fascia on each side of the rectum, rectovesical fascia of Denonviller which is present behind the seminal vesicle and the prostate, pelvic peritoneum and the perineal body. See, this is the shown the puborectal sling. Puborectal sling of the levator ani muscle which holds the anorectal junction below the rectal ampulla and it forms the 90-degree angle towards posteriorly which holds the rectum and supports the rectum. This figure shows the pelvic diaphragm muscles, in that levator ani and the puborectal muscle, puborectalis muscle is important which is the for the support of the rectum. This figure also shows the levator ani and the puborectalis muscle which is forming the support of the rectum. Now we are coming to the applied aspect of the rectum. Digital examination or the per rectal examination of the rectum. In this, in males we can see or we can feel the posterior surface of rectum, seminal vesicle vas deferens. In the female, we can feel the perineal body, cervix and a fetus if it is before the delivery. Now here figure is shown the per rectal examination. Here we can see, palpation of the per rectal examination. We can palpate the anteriorly prostate, perineal body and the seminal vesicle vas difference. In female, perineal body, cervix and the ovaries. This is shown in the male. Per rectal examination also we can palpate the any abnormalities are seen within the lumen or any foreign bodies in the lumen, in the rectal wall any rectal growth or the strictures are there, any thrombose piles are there in the rectal wall. Also in the male, outside the rectal wall any enlargement of prostate, seminal vesicle, bulbourethral gland will be palpated. In female, any enlargement of uterus, tubes, ovaries or abnormalities of the pouch of Douglas will be seen. During parturition, dilatation of cervix is commonly assessed through the rectal wall to avoid any infection by the repeated vaginal examination. Now these are the structures shown in both sexes what can be palpated posteriorly. Anorectal ring, sacrum coccyx, ischiorectal fossa with ischial spine. Now we will go to the other applied aspect, proctoscopy, sigmoidoscopy, prolapse of rectum, carcinoma of rectum and the rectal continence. Here visualization of the interior of the rectum by the proctoscopy. In this we can visualize the interior and walls will be seen over here. It reveals any ulcer, growth or diverticula or any taking of the rectal biopsy will be done by this scopy. This figure shows the prolapse of the rectum. This is the normal one, this is the prolapse rectum. Prolapse of the rectum, it will be of two types, incomplete or the complete. Incomplete, here the protrusion of rectal mucosa through the anus and occurs due to excessive straining during the defecation. This is due to the imperfect support to the rectal mucosa by the submucosa. Complete prolapse or the procedentia, in this condition wall thickness of the rectal wall protrudes through the anus and this is due to inadequate fixation of rectum in the presacral bed. Clinically, it will be presented with the protrusion of the bowel through the anus, mucus discharge, bleeding, pain and also anal incontinence. Now this figure shows the carcinoma of the rectum. It will be spreading through the prostate or bilateral spreading will be there. This is quite common and situated at the rectosigmoid junction and it will be of constricting type. In ampulla, it will be of proliferating type. It causes bleeding per rectal examination and due to the Ray's ulcer. Condition can be surgically treated by an abdominoperitoneal excision in which the anus, anal canal, rectum with facial sheaths and distal part of colon will be removed along with the lymph node, that is the en bloc removal. Permanent colostomy in left iliac fossa is done with proximal cut end of the colon. Now this figure shows the rectocele. Diverticulum or the pouch of the rectum will protrude in the nearby spaces. Is called the rectocele. This is the rectocele shown over here, which is anteriorly it is shown. Here rectocele again, if it is upper part of the rectum is protruded, that is called the high rectocele, and if it is the lower part is protruded, it is called the low type of the rectocele. Now the nerve supply to the rectum is very important because in case of the sacral denervation of the rectum, there is the reflex activity becomes more massive and complete when sacral innervation is complete, and in complete cord lesion above the sacral region due to weak musculature of rectum and sparring of the tone of external sphincter by the transverse lesion of cord, rectal disturbance occurs. Constipation and the complete lesion causes the reflex defecation. Now with this we will complete the rectum part 2. We have covered the blood supply, lymphatic drainage, nerve supply and the applied aspect. Thank you.